Hello from Mineshaft Harley-Davidson. I'm Greg Hrutkay of Hrutkay Mods, and in today's video we are going to Virginia to go see a fan named Wes that has a few Macs for me. So, come and join me. Alright guys, I'm here with Wes. Say hi, Wes. Wes, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 31. I'm from Virginia. I started collecting vintage Macs and vintage computers ever since I was about 14 years old. And I actually have this man right here to blame for most of my Mac obsessities. And he actually taught me how to change my first processor on an Intel Mac Mini, early 2006. So he actually come by and picked up a Power Mac G5 and a Power Mac G4 with a bunch of games and everything that I've just been collecting space. This man right here knows what to do with them, especially if they break.
Oh, well, yeah. Just yesterday alone, I was kind of pulling my hair out on the iMac I'm working on right now.
The iMac G3? I seen that on your workstation.
Yeah, I went and spent all last night working on that thing. Didn't like the ending. I gotta refilm it again.
What processor's in that?
It's got a G3 500 in it.
500?
Yeah.
I was thinking a 233.
Well, it's actually, it was originally a 333. It's got that a G3 Harmony, you know, like Action, Action Retro has. Yeah.
He's lucky to get a hold of them. Those are expensive.
I got one too. In fact, I got mine before
he has one for every model, though, even the TAM.
I
That's tedious.
I know, and I think Colin made the TAM one.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, guys, I just dropped all those off to my girlfriend's car, and we will go over to the house and wrap up the video on that. But you want to say anything else, Wes?
Just other than the fact that this man's going to be enjoying some cheddars on the way back. So, y'all have a good one.
Thanks, Wes. 323 miles later, we are back from Wes's place. It was very nice meeting Wes. He's a very awesome guy. And he gave me a bunch of really good goodies that are inside right now. But before we do that, I've been up about 28 hours, a little worn out. Probably not my brightest idea to go on this, but I was filming all last night, and I told him I'd be there by the end of the morning, and I got there at like almost 4. So I'm a little tired. It's about 8 now, but we're back. And Wes gave me a lot of goodies, and let's go inside and check it out. All right, so we're back in the studio here, and here is everything Wes gave us. And there's actually more here than it looks like, including me. Hi, you probably can barely see me in this shot. But Wes gave me a lot of neat things that we're going to go over. And to be honest with you, I didn't actually, he didn't give me anything except this creative stuff right here. Everything else I bought. And I found Wes on Facebook Marketplace, and when I saw what he was selling, I messaged him, just like I do with any Marketplace deal. And he basically said, name your price, because I'm a fan of yours, which shocked me because I've never ran into a fan on Facebook Marketplace, at least locally. And I couldn't do that to him. I still paid outright everything he wanted for this box right here and what's right here that you can't see yet. Well, he then offered me this G4 Sawtooth right here, which I probably got a better deal on than I probably should have. It's a lot cheaper than you get on eBay, but I couldn't turn it down because it's such a good deal. So, yeah, let's go over everything here and show you what he sold me. So let's go. Okay, we'll start by unboxing everything, and then we'll explain what everything is. So let's start doing that. comes with the original power cable. Cool. Well, it's a start. It's heavy. Let's just tell you what it is real quick. This and this right here are what got me interested in going to get this stuff and meeting Wes. I saw this posted on Facebook Marketplace with that, and get ready for it. I found another one. And of course this one's got a slight bend in it too, but this is the straightest one I've had yet. This is the late 2004 PowerMac G5, 1.8 gigahertz, with the iMac board in it and the iMac system ROM and all that stuff. It's an awful system, but it's awfully rare. And I saw this, I just had to get it because this is in better shape than my other two. And this is fully upgraded already. So we'll look more into this in a second. But let's talk about the other stuff we have up here. It's definitely not light. G4 Sawtooth. It's a 400 megahertz. Pretty much maxed out. I don't think it's fully maxed out, but it's close enough. Pretty nice. We'll go more into detail on that for a second too, after we open this box, which I'm actually just as excited for as the G5. This is a 20-inch cinema display. And I think I already have one. I don't know where it is. It might be a 23-inch, come to think of it. But all of my cinema and studio displays are beat to heck, as you know. This one isn't. This one's almost in mint condition and came with the original box, with all the original packaging. That's cool. So let's try to open this without breaking anything. This thing is in such good shape. The rear foot's still in one piece. It even still has the original screen covering. This thing's clean. And this thing, I'm excited over. We'll use this on all the computers we're testing here. I'll set it over here for now and get the box out of the way. See if there's anything else in here. There isn't. Okay. Here is the 20-inch cinema display, and it's still in really good shape. So now, let's hook up a computer and see what happens. Okay, so here is the Sawtooth that he sold me, and I decided I wanted to try this display first, and I didn't want to try the G5 first. To make this display work in the proper resolution, you can't use the factory 128 Rage Pro. So I put a Radeon 9000 out of a Quicksilver in here. And of course, this system doesn't have ADC, so I had to use an ADC to DVI adapter also. This is the first power up. Let's see what it does. So if you notice the zip drive on the top right now, that's my zip 750 right here. And here's even a 750 disc. I have the ASIC Uninorth checker on here. If this is a newer Uninorth chip, I can put this into my G4 blue and white mod and finally have a dual processor G3 blue and white. Originally, I wanted to do this with a gigabit Ethernet model, but these work just as good. It just doesn't have gigabit Ethernet. Why did the screen go off? It's also acting like there's a disk in the drive. There isn't. Ooh, it's got an upgraded optical drive. We may have a boot problem here. Let's reset. Try to boot it. In the option menu, see what we have showing up. Something might have been knocked loose. Might also be the only operating system on there. The screen's really nice and crisp and there's no damage on it. That's nice at least. There's 2 hard drives in here, so I wonder why. Okay, so I moved a few hard drive jumpers around. Let's see if this actually sees everything now. It may actually boot now. I don't know what's on the other drive, but see if we'll at least boot now. Well, I'm afraid it looks like there's something possibly wrong with the system, which isn't a big deal. It's fixable, and I'm still very happy with it. Got a great deal, but I do want to try to boot it. So let's get an OS 9 disk and see if that works. All right, we are booting into the OS 9 installed disk, and we'll see what it does. Okay, so it looks like the secondary drive is a storage drive with nothing on it. That would explain why it doesn't show up. We've got a whole operating system on here. It's probably Tiger. I think he might have told me it was Tiger. I don't remember. But it doesn't have OS 9 on here, which for Sawtooth is a little bit of a bummer. We'll have to fix that. But I think with this installer CD, I can run some programs because it's technically a live CD. So let's try the zip drive. See if we can test it. There it is. It needs Mac OS 10. Well, that's annoying. When all else fails, just target disk mode it. There we go. All right. So we'll boot this into Tiger. I know this install works. If the computer doesn't boot, probably something wrong with it, but I doubt it because the OS 9 installer should have detected a memory problem if that was the case. All right, so let's go to system specs, find out some more about this system. Got 1.5 gigs of RAM in it, so it's not max, but it's close. Doesn't really have anything else on here right now. There's the card I installed, so we could run this at max resolution. Let's try the UniNorth. Hey! This is a late Sawtooth, not an early. This has an A67 in it, which means we can run dual processors. So that's great news. This is going to go into that blue and white project I've been working on for years. And we're going to actually finally run a dual processor in it. So that should be fun. That's going to be a great video in the future. And I'm very happy that worked out. Thank you, Wes, for this thing. It's already paying for itself. So that's awesome. So let's shut this thing down. We'll hook up the G5 and see what we've got there. All right, we've got the G5 plugged in and we are ready to try it out. No password, convenient. Oh, it's got some goodies on it. It's got some big hard drives in it. 250 gig. It's just running Leopard. It's got an 80 gig for storage with nothing in it. .8 gigahertz power PCG5. You know, for what this is not too bad. What makes this system special, and the reason why I have 3 now, is this is the rarest Power Mac G5 ever built. And I've been wanting a perfect mint condition one. This one is as close as I think I'm going to get. As you know, in the past, I've gotten them just kind of crumbled up in balls of aluminum. Well, this one's mostly straight, and it's gorgeous, and it's fully maxed out with max RAM and everything. Why is this such a rare system, you may ask? It's simple. Apple made this from late 2004 to like mid-2005 as an entry-level G5 for schools. As far as I know, it was just for schools. It was just for the educational market, and none of the schools bought them because this system is based off of like a second-generation iMac G5. It's got basically the same board and chipset in it, and the bus speed runs at 1/3 the clock speed instead of 1/2 the clock speed like all the other G5 towers. It's basically an iMac in a G5 tower shape. And the reason why it's so hard to get parts for this thing is because the case is identical in appearance to a regular G5, but actually isn't. All the mounting points are different in this thing. You can't reuse another G5's case for this. So that's why I've been trying to find a perfect one because, well, yeah. If you don't find a perfect one, you can't just swap the case out because they didn't make them long enough. So, and no one bought them anyway. So it's rare. It's the slowest Power Mac G5 ever built. It's slower than the single 1.6 that came out before this. And this is a 1.8. So this thing's painfully slow. And honestly, it's still pretty darn quick because it's a G5. Compared to a G4, it's still blazing fast, but it's still kind of laggy and just not great. But it's a cool system. Let's look a little bit more into it real quick. I want to see what card it's got. It's got the factory FX 5200 in it. We could upgrade that. In fact, we probably will. I've got a few really big plans for this system. We are going to combine the other 2 I have into this one and make the ultimate, as close to mint condition Power Mac G5 late 2004 model we can, which should be interesting. But yeah. So you guys may have noticed one thing when I was unboxing everything, and there's one more thing that I haven't showed you. Let's show you that now. The last thing I want to go over is what Wes gave me, kind of as a gift. He's just kind of wanting to get it out of his house. Wes started watching me back in the 32-bit CPU Mac series when I was upgrading a Mac Mini into a 64-bit processor. And he's been following me ever since, and I got him into vintage Macs. And now he's wanting to go into vintage Intel Macs, and he's sold off all his PowerPC Macs as far as I know. He says he's still open to going back, but right now he's very content with the older Intel Macs he has, so that's cool. But he gave me this. This is really neat because this is all, of course, abandonware that he burned himself. These are all games and programs from Macintosh Garden. Okay? He gave me everything he had for these systems, including iLife 05 that actually came with this G5, apparently. when he got it. It probably didn't come from the factory with it. But this thing is just crammed full of discs of games. Lots of interesting and some strange games. And look, Microsoft Office 01. Okay? So he also gave me 2 CD binders full of games. I mean, it's just, he went through so many CDs burning these. Okay? Tons of games and programs. And the neatest thing is, they're not all burned discs. I think it's in this one. It's towards the back. Yeah, we've got some real games in here too. So, not very many, but I mean, this is just amazing. Thank you so much, man. This is just amazing. So yeah, I'm really happy with meeting Wes and all this stuff. We may end up meeting again in the future. We've talked about it. It was really awesome meeting you, man. I got such a great deal on this Power Mac G5 and all these games. And he also gave me a Mac that will help me finish a project I've been working on for a long time, which I'm very appreciative of. And I'm just really excited to finally finish that too. So yeah, thank you so much, Wes, for doing everything and, you know, just being an awesome fan. I love people like you. And I love the fact that you appreciated me. I basically inspired him to start working a lot on systems, not just, you know, a little bit. He started building his own systems for customers and stuff. And he'd been doing that in the past before me, but that helped push him further into this. And yeah, I appreciate everything about how much you enjoyed meeting me and how much you have enjoyed having, you know, my videos in your life and how much you just appreciate it. And I'm very humbled. So yeah, thank you, Wes. And thank you guys for watching. This has been an exciting video of surprises and whatnot. And, you know, I'm very glad I went and met Wes and got to do this. So anyway, guys, don't forget, I do now have a Patreon. If you'd like to support me, there'll be a link at the end of the video and also in the description below. And once again, thank you, Wes. This has been a Hrutkay Bods video. It means I gotta be kneeled down about here. All right, so let's unbox everything first, and then we'll go over everything. That wasn't supposed to happen. Yeah,